Today we talk about obsessive thinking in psychology. Have you ever had these strange thoughts? Like when I was a child, as long as the family comes back a little later, you start to fidget. The worst thoughts keep flashing through the sea. There was no accident. Or will something bad happen? Obviously, the reality is calm. You have already cultivated a game in your heart. Sudden tragedy. You can't help but worry. The important people around you. Will you suddenly fall ill? Will I leave you quietly one day? These thoughts come without warning, but always when you think you can finally feel at ease. Secretly occupy your mind. Before you go out, always have to confirm things over and over again. Mobile phone key. The documents are clearly there, but that tone still hangs in my heart. I can't feel it. The door is clearly locked. You still go back and pull it again and again. It seems that, as long as this step is not done, that inexplicable unease, it's really going to be some kind of bad omen. You are very demanding of yourself. I always want to do my best at everything. Be perfect. Even a typo, a little asymmetry, even those others. Little details you won't even notice. You also check over and over again. Repeated speculation. I know it might be perfectionism, but you just can't stop, because in your heart, even if it's just a small flaw, like a mistake, or some kind of evidence that is not good enough, prove that you are not good enough, not enough to be recognized. It's not really your problem. You are just a psychological mechanism called obsessive thinking. Get stuck? You didn't make these thoughts. They're more like false alarms that pop up automatically in the brain, a system that tries to protect you but overreacts. In psychology, this recurring uncontrollable thought, it's called intrusive thinking. They are always at your most relaxed, the most defenseless, broke in, and forced you to check to confirm, to doubt, to remember. Makes you feel like if you don't do what he says, something could really happen. Essentially, it's a kind of cognitive false positive that the brain is hyper alert. He's always before you notice any danger. Just sound the alarm first. Put the tiny unease, amplify into an imminent threat. Your brain isn't wrong. He's just in a hurry, tight and too afraid that you miss even the slightest risk. He mistakenly thinks you just need to worry a little more. Confirm again. It can block all the bad things that can happen for you. The more you try to suppress these thoughts, the more they pop up. The more afraid you are of making mistakes, the more he magnified the consequences. The more you try to control everything, the more he gets you into a situation. Never-ending internal friction. And it's not because you're vulnerable. It's because you're pushing too hard, caring too carefully, too afraid of making mistakes and losing control or being blamed. All your wary reactions. At first, it was all about love, to protect themselves or others, until later they slowly deviated from their original intention. It becomes a mental ritual that drains you over and over again. Like a game you never took the initiative to choose, you have to do it over and over again. So what do we do to get rid of these? What about the obsessions that inhabit your brain? The first step is to accept him, rather than driving him away. You don't have to suppress it. No need to fight them to the end. The reason why obsessive thinking is repeated, just because you care too much about him. The more I want to drive him away, the more he sticks to you. So, please try to tell yourself that these thoughts are coming. But that's okay. He can be when I don't fight or cooperate. To please him, I'm not letting him go. I wanted him to come and go, like a cloud passing by. What you really need to do is not control your thoughts, but to acknowledge his existence, but no longer being led by him. The second step is to reduce the reaction to thoughts. Focus more on what's in front of you. When anxiety strikes, your first anti. Maybe confirm it quickly. Check again or think again. You habitually hide in your thoughts. I thought I figured it out, got it right, and it was done beautifully. Anxiety will go away. It can really take you out of the compulsion. No. Think more clearly. It's not more perfect, but when he interferes with you, still do what you should have done. Like when you make sure the door is locked, but I still want to check the door again. Not locked properly. Try to whisper to yourself that I'm locked. This time, I chose to turn around and leave. Or it starts over and over again in your head. When you get into your worst thoughts, try to focus on whether something will happen again. Did I do it wrong again? Pull back to the truth in front of you. You don't act to get rid of your emotions. It's that you are practicing life with action. It's not your fault to refocus on these repeated confirmations and worries. They're just what you use to, a way to protect yourself. An instinctive reaction to try to take control of chaos when you're most helpless. The pattern slowly becomes a bondage that traps the footsteps you should have moved forward with ease, and you don't need to let go of all you at once. You can loosen it a little bit, even if you just check it less once and doubt less. It is a kind of warmth. Approach softly, even if your brain is still today. It's noisy, it's tense. It's still worth being understood. It's worth being treated tenderly. It's worth being there for. Being accepted in the midst of imperfection doesn't have to wait until you're good enough to have you. You can start from now on.